Have you ever felt like you work hard but still aren't getting anywhere? Like life is a treadmill that never stops? There's a name for that, the rat race. And chances are, without even realizing it, you might be fueling it with habits that seem normal, but are actually sabotaging your financial future. Today, we're breaking down 7 middle-class habits that keep you stuck in this cycle and what you can do to break free for good. Like, comment, and share this video to help more people wake up. 1. Not asking for a raise or settling for less than you deserve. Have you ever felt overwhelmed at work, taking on more responsibilities, but still earning the same paycheck? It's more common than you think. One of the most damaging habits in the middle class is accepting this without question. The fear of asking for a raise, or even recognizing your own value, is something many people struggle with. It usually stems from deep insecurities, fear of sounding greedy, or fear of losing the job. Here's the truth. Companies benefit a lot from your hesitation. While you settle for 3% annual raises, which barely keep up with inflation, your managers and shareholders see their profits grow, partly because labor costs stay low. Real example. An employee earning 5,000 Brazilian reals who gets 3% raises every year will be making 5,796 Brazilian reals after 5 years. Sounds like progress? Not when inflation during that time outpaces that growth. In reality, they've lost purchasing power. Practical solution: research the market. Find out what professionals with your role and experience are making. Build a short presentation showing your results. And most importantly, don't be afraid to ask for what you're worth. If you don't ask, chances you won't get it. 2. Lack of delayed gratification. Picture this. You get a yearly bonus of 10,000 Brazilian reals. What's your first thought? Buy a new phone, book a trip, upgrade your car. After all, you deserve it, right? This is a classic example of a lack of delayed gratification, a habit that keeps the middle class stuck in the same cycle. The famous marshmallow test from Stanford showed that kids who could wait for a bigger reward later tended to do better in life as adults. The same logic applies to your finances. Spending your entire bonus on short-term pleasures may feel good now, but it stops you from building assets that could transform your future, like investments or side business. Solution: whenever you receive a bonus, set aside at least 50% to invest. Use the other 50% to enjoy responsibly. You still get to treat yourself, but you're also planting seeds for a better future. 3. Relying on a single source of income. Having a steady job seems like security, right? But what if it disappears tomorrow? That's the trap of depending on only one income stream. The pandemic showed us how even stable jobs can vanish overnight. People who achieve financial freedom almost never rely on just one source of income. They diversify. They work, invest, build side businesses, freelance, or turn hobbies into money-making projects. Real example. Many millionaires started with just one income, but built wealth by adding more, like rental income, dividends, or online businesses. Practical solution: identify skills you can turn into extra income. You could teach something, offer digital services, start a channel, or learn how to invest. Start small, but start. 4. Lack of personal financial control. Do you know exactly how much you spent last month on food, transport, or leisure? If your answer is that's a red flag. One of the most common and damaging middle-class habits is not tracking expenses. And worse, when income goes up, spending usually increases too, often without realizing it. This is called lifestyle inflation. You earn more, but you also spend more, so your bank balance stays at zero. Simple and effective solution: use spreadsheets, apps, or even a notebook. Track every expense. This gives you clarity on where your money's going and shows you where you can cut back to invest more. Real life example. Many people are shocked to find they spend over 600 Brazilian reals per month on food delivery. If invested in index funds, that amount could grow to over 100,000 Brazilian reals in 10 years. 5. Using debt to maintain a lifestyle. How many people do you know who drive expensive cars, wear designer clothes, eat at fancy restaurants, but are drowning in debt? That's the classic picture of the middle class living off finance appearances. They maintain a lifestyle they can't actually afford, relying on credit cards, installment payments, and loans. In the U.S., credit card debt has already surpassed $1.42 trillion. That shows how reckless consumption backed by credit is a global trap. The impact: high interest rates eat into your income, prevent you from investing, and create a mountain of debt that can suffocate you for years. Solution: cut out what's unnecessary, prioritize liquidity, live one step below what you can afford, and use the difference to build assets that will one day let you enjoy the lifestyle you want comfortably and sustainably. 6. Excessive alcohol consumption. This might be the most overlooked point, but it's extremely important. Regular alcohol consumption may seem harmless. A happy hour here, a glass of wine there. But when it becomes routine, the financial and productivity toll is huge. Studies show that people who drink regularly can lose up to 50 productive workdays per year due to hangovers, fatigue, or reduced performance. On top of that, the yearly cost of drinks, bars, Uber rides, and late-night takeout can easily run into the thousands. Example: someone who spends 300 Brazilian reals per week at bars is burning over 15,000 Brazilian reals a year, money that could generate solid returns if invested wisely. Solution: it's not about never drinking, but about mindful moderation. Replace some of those moments with activities that energize you, build real connections, and don't harm your wallet or your health. 7. Not investing or saving for retirement. This is one of the most dangerous mistakes, because we often realize it too late. Most middle-class people either don't invest or leave retirement planning for later. The result? They hit their 60s with little or no savings. In the U.S., the average 401k balance at age 65 is just $272,000. Not enough to sustain a comfortable lifestyle for long. Why? Because people think there's still time. But the earlier you start, the more time and compound interest work in your favor. Expert tip: save 10 to 15% of your income every month. Invest in diversified assets, index funds, stocks, bonds, real estate. Inspiring example: someone who invests 1,000 Brazilian reals per month for 30 years at an average return of 10% per year can end up with over 2 million Brazilian reals. The magic isn't in making huge contributions, but in being consistent. Escaping the rat race isn't about luck or inheritance. It's about awareness, better habits, and smarter decisions. Today, you learn the 7 most common behaviors that keep the middle class stuck, and how each one can be turned around with practical actions. Start now. Change one habit at a time. Financial freedom isn't a distant dream. It's just a series of good choices away. If this video made sense to you, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, send it to someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more content that will transform your financial life.